that I set for myself for this year was just to be a better trainer, just through education, through diligence with the preparation, things like that. That's a goal of mine every year, but especially this year. I'm a dad this year for the first time, so I just want to be a good trainer and a good dad, a good role model for my daughter as well.
So my goal for this year was getting a yoga certification, and I had planned for it last year, but this year was the first time when I started becoming serious for it. So I first got myself enrolled in a class, I took training for it, and then I finally got it in March. But then that also led on to a lot of other changes in my life, because as I was trying to get yoga certification, I was learning stuff about myself, about my life, about being disciplined, and that led me to start a new diet and also go on a new workout routine, which I'm pretty happy now because I think I've lost 10 pounds on that.
And the goal I've set for myself this year is running my first ever half marathon, and I'll be running that in September. So we came about this, I was sitting in a meeting at work, and some colleague of mine decided that they haven't run a marathon in Chicago or a half marathon. They've run them in other cities but not Chicago, and they found out there was one coming up in September, so I said, let's do it.
A goal that I set this year was to compete in my very first bikini competition, and I stepped on stage about 3 weeks ago. Over the last year and a half, I already lost a decent amount of weight, and I had a friend motivate me and challenge me to try something new. And I stepped on stage July 7th in the best shape of my life, and I am so excited and proud of myself for that.
My goal was getting into USA bobsled and skeleton team, and I got invited to training camp in August.
A goal that I set for myself this year was to become a more well-rounded personal trainer. In addition to graduating with a bachelor's in exercise science, I decided to continue my education to become a certified health coach.
My goal was essentially to get into the fitness industry, which I was able to do, and I made some connections that I hope will last a lifetime. Things that happened this year, got into personal training. Like most trainers, I started off, didn't know what I was doing, didn't have any contacts, didn't have any connections with clients. Met a lot of cool people, met Neil at ARC, met some other business people, made connections at ARC that I hope will continue to grow, and I intend on coming back one day to capitalize on that. But just met really good people and massage those connections.
After running 3 years of casual Spartan races, I plan on running elite at my next Spartan race come October.
A goal of mine is to supplement my bachelor's degree with strength and conditioning certification.
I'm a competitive powerlifter, and while I do have goals related to that, my biggest goal is to continually work to improve my coaching so I can better service my clients and help them reach their goals faster. I offer nutrition coaching, and I recently rolled out a new web-based tool for my clients that will help them to stay accountable, and it will help them to focus on exactly what they need to focus on to achieve their goals. And it gives them daily lessons in areas to focus on, and it helps us to stay in contact and for them to stay accountable even when they're not in the gym.